This is my dryer machine here. It's Whirlpool, as you can see, and it doesn't start working when the door is closed. And I want to show you, here's the door, I want to show you what is the problem. So I'm going to open the door, and I want to show you what you have in the door. If you look at the door, but here is the switch here. Okay, and if I use it like that, you can see it doesn't click. You can't hear the click, so it's actually disintegrated. And what I want to do, I want just to replace this switch for the door opening, and I want to show you how to do it because it's quite an easy thing to do. So to fix this switch, actually I just purchased from Amazon a switch. Here is the switch here. I'm going to open it, okay, with the scissors here to show you how the switch looks like. Okay, that is the switch. You can see here. And if I actually flip this switch, you can hear it. Okay, that's the way it should work. This switch have a connector here, you can see. And actually I have 3 leads here. And it will be connected to other 3 wires, and that's the way it will work. So what we want to do now, I want to actually remove this cover here. And to do it, we have to open here this lead, remove this, put it here for a second, unscrew the screws here. So before we continue, we have to disconnect the electricity. Okay, so I'm using this putty knife here to remove this cover. What I have to do, I have to put it here, okay, and try to pull it. And pull it so it's easily up. So you can see what we have here. So now the second clip here that you have here, we actually have to do the same thing. See what's tricky actually. You can use, you don't even need this one actually. It's so easy. Now what I'm going to do, you can see I'm actually flip it and do it here. So you can see how the dry, the way it's look like. Okay, this is the kind of clips I say, or some kind of mounting support that support the cover. So now what we have to do, we have to go down here. You can see if you come here from close, you can see here is the switch, okay, and remember how you actually put here. This switch is disintegrated, I will show you after that, and it's connected to this place here. You know, to open it, it's really difficult, a little bit difficult, because it's probably many years here. So what I'm doing, I'm using this putty knife just to pull it, and it's really tricky here. It's the other side of it. Okay, that's it. So you just need to pull it a little bit and you have it. So you can see here is the connector to the switch, and that is the door switch, the bad door switch. It's really interesting because the other one have three connection, and this one have actually only 2. But I hope it's actually going to work. So this is the old switch really connector, and you can see that's the new switch connector. Well, they look similar, but these have 3 wires, and these have only 2 wires. You really don't need the middle wire, because what happened here, it's nothing but a switch, and the resistance between the 2 points here, you know, the point in the most right and the other point from the most left, should be shorted or infinite resistance. So really the center is not important for this switch here. So to prove it, before I'm going to install it, because I don't want to install it and then see it doesn't work, so I'm actually going to connect here the two leads of the multimeter here, or the ohm meter, and let's see what happens. When I put it like that, between the 2 points, you can see there's an infinite. Okay, and now what I'm going to click, I'm going to click somehow here. Let's do, okay, make the click. And when the click is done, you can see the resistance there in the multimeter. It's really 0. So let's say it's proof it's working properly. So what left now is to remove this bed switch, and I'll show you what happened to this bed switch actually. The way you know that you have a bed switch is can happen 2 things. First, when you open the door, sometimes the dryer doesn't stop running. That's one problem. Or when you close the door, the dry machine doesn't work. So then that's 80-90% problem with the door switch. So now what we want to do, we want to actually remove the old switch of the door and install the new switch. This is the switch door here, and here you have a clip that probably you have to press and remove. You're going to use pliers for that, but you know what, I can do it with no plier. Here it is. So this one we have to remove and put a new one. So now we need to open the door, and I want to show you there are 2 screws here. There is 2 screws, 1 and 2. One here and the second one here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to release the screw. That's one. That's the second one. And just when you remove it, remember how it was installed before, the way it was placed, so that you just put it the same way. See, there's a switch here. So I'll take it now from here. See? Here it was like that. I'll remove it in here from here and I'll show you. Okay, what I want to show you here, this is the old switch, and you can see it doesn't click, it doesn't do anything. And if you can test the resistance, we see probably it's actually infinite always. Let's check it and see. So here is the bed switch, and if I put it here, you can see it's always shorting. If you look at the stuff, it's always shorting. Doesn't matter if I move it or doing anything with it, it's short. So that's the problem with this switch. So if you look here on the 2 switches, you can see that the switch on the left side is actually the bed one here, and that is the new one, and you can see the difference is one of them is 3406104, and I replaced it for 3406105. The only difference is 3105 actually have 1 digit more. I believe it's because of the wires here, 3 wires. Okay, but if you look at the number under, it's 11265-62, and the other one is 112-05962. So it seems to me they are both of them equivalent, and I actually trusted to see if it works. So let's put this switch and see if it's working. So look what I'm doing. The first thing, I'm going to connect it to this connector here. Okay, why it's important? Okay, now it's connected. It's important because if you don't connect it, you start to play with it, it might be fell down here, and then you get a big problem. So the first thing, just connect it like that. Now it cannot fail. And now I'm going to put it here and connect it with the screws. Okay, that's it. Second thing, you see this clip here? I'm going to put it in. That's it. The third thing, I have to put the screws here. I'm going to do it now. See, the screw is here. I'm going to put the screw. It's interesting. So I already put one screw, that's the second screw that I'm actually attaching the switch. And it's really, you have to really attach it tight because you don't want it to play. Otherwise it will disintegrate it. Okay, so now it's look good. So that's the way it's look now. From here, if you look at it, you can see the way it's look. Okay, and if I press it, you can hear the click. So let's say it's actually working properly. Okay, so I want to show you what happened when I'm closing the door. You can see here, but really you want to look from here. If you look from here, okay, you can see here there's a space. Here it is. And you can see what happened when I'm closing the door. You can see what happened to the switch. And now we can actually remove the cover, put the cover back, and close the things. So to remove it is not a big deal. You just have to remove the cover here. Just make sure. That's done. Now we just have to use these two screws here. Okay. There's one screw. Just make sure it doesn't fall from your hand and it's going to nowhere. The only thing now is to connect the power and see if it's working. So we forgot something here. That's the filter here. And you can just put it in. Okay, so now what we have to check if it's actually working. In order to do it, you have to push it. And when we actually open the door, it has to be stopped, correct? So let's say everything working perfectly. Thank you for watching this video.